Let's just go through them. I'll point to which one's which.
Right, so there we go. Start with the World Series Baseball.
USA.
Sega Saturn USA. Move across, so we've got the Daytona USA, which is Europe, PAL. And then we've obviously got the cream of the crop, which is the Japanese Panzer Dragoon 2. So what we're looking at here today is the...
Let's go around this so we can talk for it.
Modded
PAL Saturn.
Pimped, as we call it, Sega Saturn. Here's Mark, who pimped it up here.
Yeah. So, yes. This is obviously this was the prototype.
So originally, what was it? Take me through what it was, Mark.
It was a black PAL Saturn. Black ordinary one off of eBay.
And so you haven't replaced any parts.
No, I've stripped it down completely, stripped it out. I've painted the casing white, obviously, polar white. The logos are printed. I'm trying to find a way of getting them properly done. Inside here we have a 50-60 Hz switch.
Take a look at that.
Because this is region free. So you got there's 50 Hz there, and flick it back and it's 60 Hz.
So you've done that to obviously not like drill into the case for future.
It's on the bracket inside, which is very, very. You can use any Saturn one, PAL Saturn. So none of the casing has been drilled apart from here, which is a light that tells you whether it's red is NTSC, green is PAL. So this was an old casing I had anyway, but this on another Saturn I've done, this is not there.
Okay, so 50-60 Hz, so it's switch done inside, so it's nice and tidy.
It's okay. We'll first of all use.
So what are we going for
We're going
first?
for Daytona.
So this is Europe, UK, say, for argument's sake.
So we have this the starter BIOS.
So this is a UK machine, and I don't think we've mentioned as yet it isn't turned on for a start. But once it is, basically what we're saying is this is region free BIOS. We're not talking flicking any switches to say, oh, it's a PAL game. We're talking about putting that disc in there, closing the lid, hitting the power button. As you can see, Japanese BIOS technically, because of the shards, the polygon shards. Much better, I personally think, than the UK and American BIOSes. And there we go, Daytona.
So that's running a PAL game in NTSC at the moment.
So yeah, the 50-60 is set to 60. Yeah. It's a PAL optimised, as they called them in the day. So it's running too fast because obviously they've optimised the speed and optimised the screen size. You could just put it into PAL and run it that way, couldn't you?
If I do it on this one, I can do it there. Shouldn't be really doing this, but there
you go.
PAL. And it's green. There.
There you go.
Flick it to NTSC. So now we're putting baseball, which is USA.
So USA game.
Shut the lid.
Shut the lid.
And it should go start application. There we go.
There we are. So before, I mean, a lot of people have probably seen like the switches and what have you, but this is just basically stick the disc in and away you go, really.
Yeah.
Which I personally think's a hell of a lot better.
There we go.
There he's running it.
So. Okay, and the last one.
And finally, we're going with Panzer Dragoon 2. Great game.
Japanese.
Japanese. Yeah. And there we go. Boom.
Yeah.
There we go. So how long did this? How long does the BIOS mod take?
The BIOS mod takes about just over an hour, and you have to be very careful because you can see that you think the legs are attached, but they're not. And I had a few issues with some of them. The first one went okay. I've modded about 4 now. And that was Dark Cloud's mod, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is really good, but it is very, very fiddly. I used a pin and a soldering iron to get them off.
Not for the faint-hearted.
No,
you need to sort of know what you're doing.
I have ruined one board already.
Crikey,
One Saturn board. Yeah, it's very. You've got to be so careful because you can pull a leg up and pull the track off the board. Yeah, so it's been really quite heart-stopping. But when they're done, they work well. And I say the mod. This does take a long time to do spray all because it's completely stripped out, rubbed down, and even to the point where the cartridge slot's been coloured grey to the keys to match a Japanese Saturn, which, as you know, are about £150 to buy one of those. So yeah, but it works really well, and it's got an LED in here as well. It's too light at the moment, but there is actually an LED.
If it'll pick it up,
it does.
Don't
Yeah,
make it
but
boil.
it's I have made another one that's just specifically set to NTSC only, and it is completely done up the same as this, but obviously a better finish than this one, without the 50-60 Hz light because it's locked to one.
There you go. I mean, to summarise then, we've got the custom Sega Saturn was a UK Sega Saturn, been sprayed obviously, had the all-important region 3 BIOS put in, so basically we're looking at, without switches and what have you, you can just put any origin, any region disc in and it boots up. And there we go.
There we go.
Anything further to say, Mark?
Probably see you again soon.
Take care.